Hey everyone, it's Suey here. Today I'm doing another tag. This one is called the BookTuber Name Tag 2025. It's because it's similar to one we did a while back where the prompts are booktubers. This one is a new one that's created by Aaron Read a Book. I was tagged by Gavin at Genre Books and Book Chat with Pat. So I've been stressing about this one for a while. I don't know why. My mind completely goes blank on some categories. So let me know if you think I came up with anything that makes sense. Okay, the first one, the prompt is Books and Bocadillos, Mariandre's channel, who I've talked about quite a bit here. A book which features or is about food. Some of these prompts are similar to ones I did in my tag the last week. I think it was just last week, but that's okay. I'm gonna think of a different book. And so for this one today, I thought of Everything on a Waffle by Polly somebody. I can't read my writing and I can't remember her last name. I will show you the book here. I'm doing well, so well already. I read this one a long time ago. I feel like it was probably when I was doing book talks at the elementary school for book fairs. And I loved it. It's probably middle grade, maybe kind of into the YA category. There's tons of food talked about and recipes in the back. I think the mom has a cafe, and so we're talking about food all the time. And I thought it was an adorable book, if I'm remembering correctly. Genre Books. Gavin, I just mentioned him because he tagged me. A book you like in a genre you don't usually read. So I always talk about not loving the mystery genre, even the thriller genre. I like psychological thrillers, but I don't like in-your-face thrillers, I guess. I don't know how to just explain that, but I love The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. And some people argue that this might be the very first mystery book or one of the first mystery books. I don't know. I'm sure that can be totally argued, but I have seen it claimed that it is. And I love that book. It's funny and silly and crazy and clues and the stuff that happens and everything is just crazy. And so for me, that one's a really fun mystery. I don't know what it takes to make me think a mystery is fun instead of just kind of boring, but that one is an example of one. Bookstalgic, a book that makes you feel nostalgic. For this one, I am saying Anne of Green Gables. I haven't used that book for a prompt answer for a while, so I guess I can today, yeah. Yeah, that book is really, I don't know, it's perfect for nostalgia. This is Gareth, Books at Book Songs and Other Magic, a book about or featuring music or magic or magical music. Oh man, I would have loved to have figured out a magical music book. I really feel like I've read something like that, but I cannot think of what it is. Anyway, so since I couldn't think of that one, the one that has music in it that I love is called The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nilsson. And this one is a total band geek book. Our girl is in band. Our boy moves in, he's in band. He can play all the instruments. Our girl is wowed by him. And he's sort of a genius when it comes to music, if I remember right. And he's just like the coolest character ever. And that book has some sad stuff, but it has some great stuff if you are like me and grew up as a band geek. It's perfect. Passage of Time, a book that is set over a long time frame. Well, my first thought was Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. And then I looked up the time frame for that one. It was 1123 to 1174, which is a long time frame, but not really that long. And then I remembered Sarum, that book about England, you know what I'm talking about? That one by Edward Rutherford. And its time frame is 7500 BC to 1139 AD. So I think that one maybe wins. Wow, it was fun to think back on that book. I absolutely loved that book when I read it, and then kind of went in an Edward Rutherford phase for a while. All his books could probably fit this category because they are historical novels that cover a huge time period, the building up of a country or a city or I was going to say cathedral, but that's the Pillars of the Earth, which is the other book. A country, yeah. Your True Shelf, a book you couldn't believe was a true story. Well, I mentioned this one in my last tag, The Art Thief. And I'm going to throw that out there again because I couldn't think of another one. And this one totally fits the prompt because it is a nonfiction book, true story that you totally can't believe it's true. It's for real. Like, it's such a crazy story. Spread Book Joy, a joyous book that makes you happy. So my mind went totally blank. I'm just like, all the books make me happy. And then I scroll through my 5 stars on Goodreads, and they're all great books, but they're all like depressing or have terrible, crazy things happening or heavy subjects. And I'm just like, these aren't really joyous books. Anyway, I finally scrolled through one that I felt would fit the prompt. And this one is called Deacon Locke Went to Prom by Brian Catcher. When I read this book, I loved it. I did feel joyous. It's a cute YA book from the guy's point of view. And he wants to go to prom and doesn't know who to take. And he ends up taking his grandma. It's adorable. But there is a girl, and there's all other things that happen, and it's great. He becomes famous because he takes his grandma to prom, like on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Book Chat with Pat, a book with great dialogue. The one I always think of for this prompt is Edinburgh by Julie Ann Donaldson. This is more of a locally popular book. I don't know if you guys know it out there in the world, but the banter in this book is the best and something that I aspire to in my own writing. So if you love that kind of thing, then you should read this book. It is a Regency romance, lots of banter, great dialogue, so fun. Roving Reader, a book that is set in multiple countries or lands. And now this is another one where I'm like, I have read so many books that jump around and I couldn't think of any of them. I talked about one last week called Beautiful Ruins, and it's all over the place, but I didn't want to use it again. Anyway, I thought of 2 books where there's 2 main countries, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. They go back and forth between London and Paris, the entire book. It's set during the French Revolution, as you probably already know. And so there's lots in Paris, but there's also lots in London. And then the other one I was thinking of is Pachinko by Min Jin Lee, where it takes place in Korea and Japan, also during a war, World War II eventually. Before that, the Japanese occupation of Korea. Anyway, crazy book. But we learn lots about both of those countries. So I thought of those 2. I know there's more where you're kind of all over the place, but my mind went blank. These are my answers for this tag, and I hope that I can hurry and get it edited and put it up, because today is Tuesday, and you know we're supposed to put tags up on Tuesdays. Sometimes my life doesn't follow this kind of a schedule, but I like to try. But I need to film some more things first. So until next time, happy reading.